All right, gentlemen, this is going to be on admitting to myself how alcohol was affecting all areas of my life, my relationships, my work, my physique, and what 9 months of quitting has actually done for me and what it can do for you. Because I'm going to be walking you through the exact moment, the exact framework where I knew that I was wasting my potential. And it was all pretty much due to the fact I wouldn't admit to myself that it was the alcohol, right? And since then, been able to do some pretty cool shit in the 9 months that I've been sober, worked on my relationships, worked on my physique, and I'm going to be showing you the exact moment and framework that I knew that I was wasting my potential because I had the ambition, I had the goals, right? But I was not being the man capable of achieving them, and it was due to alcohol. And I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes that it took me a year and 3 months to overcome to actually realize mentally in here and admit to myself to get to this point, right? So I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how I got to that point in my life. So without further ado, we are going to start over here, right? I'll make myself a bit smaller. And number one is the moments I knew for about a year, right? I'm sure you have small little moments in your mind that you're going through right now, mistakes that you've made that have told you, indicated you in your mind that you're sort of pushing off, telling yourself that alcohol's not the problem in your life. It can't be that, right? I went through that exact same stage, right? A couple moments. I don't want you to think that just because I got arrested and charged with drink driving, just because I failed out of college, that we are any different, right? It's not a competition on how bad our scenarios are. The point is you're going to go through, or you are going through, those mental frameworks that are telling you deep down inside you know that alcohol is a problem in your life. And these for me were them, right? You've got your own. I don't know exactly what they are for you, but I know you've had those moments, the mistakes that you've made where you've woken up on a Sunday and been like, holy shit, I need to get my life sorted, right? These were a couple of moments for me where I knew deep down that I had to change. But moments number two were the big goals, the big ambitions, the big desires I had in life, right? Just because I failed out of college didn't mean that I didn't end up working a normal 9 to 5, because I did, right? It didn't affect my life that much. All I didn't end up with was a degree, had no degree, but that was it, right? Was working a normal 9 to 5, but always knew deep down I had a bigger ambition for more, had a deeper desire. For some reason, always thought that I'd get into property, never ever wanted to work for the rest of my life, right? At the time, I was working 12-hour days, but one hangover took me by absolute fucking storm. Excuse my language, but genuinely, you have to understand how I was feeling, what I was going through, the emotions, because I'm sure you've been through the exact same ones where you've looked at yourself in the mirror and you've thought to yourself, holy shit, something is not right here. I have all these big goals. I have all these big ambitions in life, but I'm not being who I know I need to be. I have abnormal goals, but I have normal people habits. I go out on the weekend. I do the same thing on repeat. I wake up every Sunday and tell myself the next weekend's going to be different, right? And in those very moments, one of them took me by storm. Every single angle came at me. Who am I becoming? Where is this actually going to lead me? How am I going to get there? What am I actually doing with my life? What have I actually achieved in my life? All of them, all the questions came at me, left, right, and center. And this hangover took me by absolute fucking storm. After this piss up right here, I remember it so vividly. I looked at myself in the rearview mirror of my car, distraught at myself, who I was becoming, right? Going out every weekend, working a normal job, living a normal life, and then wasting all my money on the weekend. I was like, this is never, ever, ever going to get me to my goals. And the three questions I asked myself was, what have I actually achieved in my life? Who was I becoming? And where is this going to lead me? Because I had the goals, had the ambition, like I said, but I just had no proof yet. But this was the decision that really started changing my life for everything, right? Because after that hangover, I quit for 3 months, right? I showed myself I was right. I realized I wasn't normal because I did 75 hard and I lost about 35 pounds in the space of 75 days. But the thing is, I don't want you to look at the physique. Like, yes, I have good genetics. I'm not going to lie to you, right? But that is what it showed me, is that I did have good genetics. In high school, always knew I was above average, good grades, better physique than most, and also good at sport, right? I was just above average, but I never ever had to work really, really hard for it. But this is what it showed me, doing the 75 hard. I was working 12-hour days, and on top of that, I was working out about 4 hours per week. 4 hours per day. But that is what it showed me, is that I wasn't normal. I had an abnormal work ethic. Instead, at college, I was lazy. I procrastinate, and that's why I failed. But I realized that that was because I didn't know what I was actually working for, didn't know what I was actually working towards, and that's why I was doing the drinking. That's why I was going out all the time, because I didn't actually care about what I was working towards, right? This might be in your career, this might be in your business, this might be in your work, is that you might be working at something that you don't actually know why you're doing what you're doing, which is causing you to do the drinking, which is causing you to have this in your life. Because the moment I had a goal to work towards every single solitary day, I realized that I wasn't normal. I had the work ethic. When I had an ambition, set goal, that's what I want you to take away from this, is that the physique is just the external canvas of what it built inside. Showing myself I could show up every day, showing the consistency, showing the discipline, showing the mindset, showing the habits that it took to get there, building within yourself, right? As long as you have a goal to work towards, at least what I found, made it so much easier to not drink, right? Because it feels awkward in this day and age. Everyone drinks. Trying to tell other people that you don't want to drink. But if you give yourself a very specific goal with a certain amount of days, it makes it so much easier to say no, right? So I want you to take away is to have a goal in your work, in your career, in your business, whatever it is for you, have a goal to work towards. It could be in your physique like it did for me. Have a goal for you to work towards. But then I made a mistake, right? I made a massive mistake. I went back to drinking occasionally, lying to myself, telling myself that it was all good, right? I'm sure you guys watching this go through the exact same thing, telling yourself, oh, no, it's okay, I'll go to this piss up, it's all right, I can go to this one, I've done this, I've done X, Y, Z. Justifying it in your own head, going through that mental thing where you know that you shouldn't, but you do it anyway, right? You lose control, and that's what I went through. But I was only doing it every 2 or 3 months, and for me, that was the justification I was making in my head, right? So I first made the progress, but I went back to it, and the first piss up I went back, it was about 8:45. This was in a casino in Melbourne that we finished drinking, and we got an Uber home, right? Went straight back to my old ways. And that's when I knew deep down inside that I had a problem. When I really knew the first piss up back, I had a problem. I'm sure you've been on those big nights out where you wake up and you realize, fuck, I did it again. And that was one of the moments that I had. Now, didn't drink again for another 2 or 3 months. The exact same thing. When I drank here, went out for a good 2 or 3 days straight. Right, and then that New Year's also went out. I deleted all the photos, but also went out, pissed up for a good 3 to 4 days straight. Right, this was when I was telling myself, all right, that New Year's I said to myself, I won't drink this year, that's it. But I had a knee surgery because of a mistake I made, which was one of my moments, which I should have included, but I pissed up before a rugby game and tore my knee, right, because I was hungover. Now, when this knee surgery happened, I had an opportunity of a lifetime to start focusing on skills, to start getting better. But I wasted it because of the drinking, because of the procrastination, because of the vices that I had in my life, which all stemmed from the drinking, right? So if you're scrolling on your phone or if you vape or anything like that, I'm not sure what your other vices are. I'm sure you have some though. Alcohol was always the one that everything else stemmed from for me, right? But I kept drinking occasionally. I had a drink with my old man, which this one I'm not actually that pissed off about, but I put it in here as a full circle moment. 25th of May, had to fold with the old man, had a drink with him, and I'm glad I did. Now, this is video just to confirm, is for those guys who actually have an ambition, a big goal, a big purpose that they want to work towards in life, but they know alcohol is holding them back. Because I was in that exact same spot, right? And I'm telling you this because my dad, he still drinks gin every now and again, right? I don't hate him for that. This video is just for those guys that actually want to progress in life, to want to see success in all areas of your life, in your physique, in your relationships, things like that. I don't get mad at my dad for drinking, right? But after that weekend, I went out the next weekend and I got absolutely hammered, right, with me and my mates. And this was the day after, 4th of the 6th, 2024. I remember being so distraught at myself because I woke up the next day and my mate rang me, my best mate of all time. And I'm telling you this because I'm sure you've had these mistakes happen in your life. But he told me that apparently I flirted with his sister. And that absolutely broke my heart. That tore me to shreds. Right? And I'm telling you this because that was the moment I realized in my own head, I'm ruining relationships. I'm not becoming who I want to become, who I need to become. And in that very moment, I was so heartbroken at myself, at who I was becoming, because at that point in my life, I had gotten fat again, right? And this is the exact framework and moment that I knew that I was wasting my potential. I was ruining relationships. I was fat again because of the knee surgery that I went on. I was lazy. I was procrastinating in my life. I knew deep down I was wasting my potential because I'd already shown myself that I had it, right? And that's when everything snapped inside of me. I was like, holy shit, what am I actually doing? And these moments, I'm sure you've been through them. I'm sure. Where you wake up on a Sunday and you're like, holy shit, I'm never going to do this again. This sucks. But reality is, if you keep telling yourself that and not actually doing anything about it, which is the framework that I'm about to give you to get over that, if you keep telling yourself the same shit over and over again and not changing, you're going to continue to waste your potential. And that's why I'm making this video. Because in that very moment, I had to ask myself, who am I becoming? What am I actually doing with my life? What does the future of my life actually look like? All these questions flooded my head. Who was I? Because that wasn't me. When I'm sober, there was not a question in my head that I would ever do something like that. Right? I was fat, lazy, procrastinating. Right? You might not be in that specific scenario. But pull your own problems that you're going through, your own mistakes that you're making when you're doing the drinking, and use this. Because I asked myself, how many days am I actually wasting in my life because I felt like shit, because I was hungover, because I didn't have discipline? How many days am I wasting not working towards my actual goals, my actual ambitions, which I've shown myself that I could achieve? At that point in my life, I was like, what the fuck am I actually doing wasting my potential? Because I was wasting over half of my days in a week procrastinating, lazy, scrolling on my phone, all because of the shit habits that I'd built into my life because of the drinking. Right? Drinking was always the number one thing that was holding me back. But in that moment, I'm forever grateful for it. I hate myself at the exact same time for doing it. Obviously, I regret it. But it led me down to a path of this, where 2 to 4 months down the track, I'd lost 40 pounds, right? Competed in 2 bodybuilding shows. Again, what I need you to take from this and want you to take from this is set a goal. It doesn't have to be in your physique. For me, the physique was always the way out. The physique, having something to work towards, because no one can take that away from you. No one can take that away from you, putting in the work right in front of you. Every time you show up in the gym, you get that mental dub. Every time you get on the treadmill, you get that mental win. Every time you show up, every time you eat that meal, you stick to the diet. Every time you give yourself that mental clarity, that mental win. You build something that no one can take away from you. And that is why I find building the physique is the perfect way out, right? Because no one can tell you that if you're trying to lose some fat, it's undeniable. if you go out there and you actually do it. It's a canvas, right? But the canvas only shows the outside. But the thing is, winning on the inside is what it's really about. Showing up every single solitary day. Because people started to message me saying, good luck. You are unrecognizable when I competed in this bodybuilding show. Right? I got heaps of messages like this, just saying you're unrecognizable because I was known as a big drinker. And then obviously helping other people out because I started posting content on Instagram, started posting here on YouTube. But the one thing, always said, had those big ambitions, those big goals in life. Here, got to invest in my first mentor, right? That's the confidence, that's the belief of quitting drinking gave me in just the space of 2 to 4 months. Dropping 4,200 because of the way it made me feel, because building the physique, because actually having a goal to work towards, because building the mindset, showing up every single solitary day for yourself. Instead of going back to the old standards that I used to have, it literally blew me away. I was like, holy shit, I need to give this back. I need to give this back to other people, which is why I invested in a mentor, to learn the ropes about online stuff and things like that. It truly, truly changed my life. Those questions that I gave you down here absolutely blew my mind. I took the world by storm after that. And then after the 3 months, 6 months down the track, sold my car to pursue my goals, to pursue the dreams that I had, because of how badly I wanted to give this back, right? Kept investing into my mentor, and then got some messages, some pretty good results, 4 pounds down in 7 days with just free stuff that I was giving out, right? Lost 8 kgs in 3 months. That's about 17 pounds, just free stuff I was giving out. And then in January of the start of this year, signed my first client. Shout out to him, absolute legend. All right, he's absolutely crushing it. We started 14th of January, 85.6 kgs. Right now, we're over here, 77.2. So he's down about 17 pounds. But that is what truly fulfilled me. Right, getting to give back through the struggles, through the pains that I went through. And that is what giving up alcohol can give to you. Right? Take this concept and use it in your career, in your own business, in your own life. Because it truly, truly gave me fulfillment in what I was doing, gave me a purpose to get up every single day, right? That way, it gave me that confidence, gave me the belief to be able to do this, which was 7 to 9 months down the track. 7 to 9 months down the track, I moved overseas alone. I'm now here in Bali, pursuing my goals, pursuing my dreams, right? A full circle moment was getting to help my dad on December 24th, 2024, which is his birthday. I took him on his first ever gym session. Right? Absolutely incredible. Makes me happy every single time. That's what fulfills me about all of this. Building the relationships back in my life. Now, overseas, one of my big goals is to retire him one day. That's what you can expect from working out. That's what you can expect. That's what you can expect from giving up drinking, to actually pursuing your goals, to actually going after it, to actually showing up every single day. That's why I emphasize so specifically on setting yourself a goal for you to work towards. It doesn't have to be just your physique, right? Anything like that. It really comes down to what you want to achieve in your life. Set your goal on that and do not waver from it. Set a goal, set an intention, but sit down first and ask yourself the question, what do you actually want out of life? What do you actually want to achieve out of life? Are you just showing up to work for no reason, right? Because that could be the reason that you're drinking. I had to ask myself all these questions, like why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I drinking every weekend? Why am I doing this when I have all these big goals, these big ambitions? It wasn't until I sat down and really thought to myself, what do I need to achieve out of my life? What goals do I have? And when I finally found that, that's when I found true fulfillment instead of temporary fulfillment, right? Because as you can see, packed up here, February 19th, it's now March 10th, right? Still in crazy shape, about 7% body fat, 8%, maintain it all year round. And my client Nate is absolutely killing it. Just got another guy on the team as well, which is super cool, right? I'm not successful by any means. I don't preach to be, But in the future, working out has given me that opportunity because now I've grown up to 8,000 followers on Instagram, given me the confidence to be able to do that, to move overseas alone. And that is exactly what using the mental framework that I gave you does. Right? Going through these questions, I'm going to put you your own document down below that you can use. Ask yourself these questions. What the fuck am I actually doing wasting my potential? Because I was. How many days am I actually truly going to keep wasting, not living up to my standard? How many days am I going to have these ambitions, these goals in my head that are abnormal, that most people do not have? How many days am I going to keep wasting them? By having normal habits. Because that's what it does. How many times am I going to keep self-destructing myself? What is my life actually going to look like in 5 to 10 years if I keep doing this? Because 9 months sober down the track, I've built unbelievable confidence, unbelievable belief in myself, got a client, which is super fucking cool, helped him, got another one on the way, moved overseas. Your life can drastically change. Now, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not going to say that this will make you a millionaire because it won't. But giving up alcohol truly, truly was the one thing in my life that changed everything for me. And I really, really want you to get to this mental framework before you have to go through the year and 3 months of suffering that I went through. Really look at yourself hard in the mirror. Stop waiting for the worst hangover ever to hit you like it hit me and actually do something with your fucking life. Because you are capable. You know you are. If you're sitting here watching these videos every single solitary day, this self-improvement, personal development, working out, whatever it is for you that you want to get better at, whether that be in your work, whether that be in your career, whether that be in your business, whatever leap that you want to take is hidden behind you giving up the vice that you keep telling yourself that you need in your life. Reality is you don't. Stop hiding it from yourself. Stop keeping it a secret because it's no secret anymore. The moment that you admit that in your internal state, in your internal being, I guarantee you, that is when you'll start to see real progress in your life. I promise you. I swear on everything down. You have to get over that mental barrier. Ask yourself these questions. Who was I becoming? What was my life going to look like? How many days am I truly going to waste? And what the fuck am I actually doing wasting my potential? Because you have it. You're capable. You just need to go out and prove it. Which is why I say building the physique is the best way to do it. Because you get to see it in real time. You get to see what you're capable of in real time. And it teaches you the discipline, the mindset, the habits, everything that comes with it that transfers into all areas of your life like it did to me. Fixing my relationships with my dad. Getting to help other people do the exact same thing. Move overseas alone. So with that, gentlemen, I appreciate you watching, but please, please, please actually answer the questions that I've put down below for you to fucking answer. I'll even put a workout split there with you so you can use that. But if you need help, don't hesitate to reach out. My Instagram will be linked below as well. I know the struggles. I know how hard it is to admit to yourself that drinking is the vice. But it's time. You're capable. You know it. We both know it. You just got to admit it. Get after it. Thank you very much.